Do you feel as if you must be tormented by this
I think
this schism with Prince Harry? Because I mean, it seems to me to be such a terrible shame that Harry's flying in for less than 24 hours, and so therefore limiting any chance to really connect or build bridges. It must be very
what I
painful.
feel sad about is that you know, I mean, when he met Meghan, it was good for a while. You know, we had that first year, and she was fantastic. I can't tell you, she was engaged with the people. She was lovely. Something all went wrong. I don't know what it was, but you know, I mean, everything Harry's achieved is because he remembers the royal family. He went to greatest school in the world. He went to the army, the best regiment in the world. He went to helicopter training school. All this because he was the Prince Harry. He never had the qualifications. He had poor qualifications. And do you think Meghan would have looked at him if he would have been Harry Wales? You know, no. Of course, you know, everything he's achieved because of the royal family. And now he seems to not only turn his back on them, that's fair enough. But the way he's been vicious about, especially Catherine and Camilla, you know, it's outrageous because, you know, they've only ever been lovely with him. I mean, they were very tight, those three, when before Meghan came along. And suddenly there's a big rift now, and it's...
As the photographer, one of the key photographers in this country, could you feel it shifting? Did you realise that it went from happy and excited and the country being so behind them at their wedding and everyone loving it to bits,
well,
and then the whole thing, as you say, sort of fell apart?
One day, yeah.
Yeah, did you feel it?
Yeah, one day in Manchester I was with him, and, you know, I've got a great rapport with Harry, you know. I mean, we've had some great laughs together. I mean, you know, I've been out to Africa with him several times, and he's a super chap. And one day I asked him, was it Manchester? And the job was going poorly, and I sort of tried to make a picture work. And he just cut me dead. He just didn't even acknowledge me. He just cut me dead and got in the car. And that was it, you know. He just seemed to sort of shut off from all of us. I mean, let me tell you, Vanessa, when we were on tour with Harry, at the end of the tour, we'd all go to the pub. Harry would come, we'd have a laugh. He would say, I didn't like that picture of yours, Arthur, and I didn't like that story you wrote, but he would laugh and joke. And he always said, I do my very best for you photographers to get you great pictures. Always said that. And then he paid the bar bill. And he was fantastic. Now, the press is so awful, cruel, wicked to him. Not true. You know, the press loved him, even though he made a lot of mistakes, you know, and people forgave him. And our readers absolutely adored him. It was such a shame. And now he's taken this very, well, funny attitude towards the family now. I mean, coming in, well, probably... Meghan says you've got to get back, you know. It probably...
It just seems such a shame, doesn't it? Because you just think of, in the atmosphere, and it's a very solemn, it's very spiritual, incredibly religious, very important, significant moment. This would be, what a wonderful moment for some kind of rapprochement where everybody's moved and everybody's connected to this extraordinary continuum. You would think that, you know, just hang in a bit and see what you can do.
Yeah, and I would love, seriously, I mean this sincerely, I would love him to make this to repair this damaged relationship with his father and his brother, and with lovely Camilla. I mean, she's never said a bad word about him. She always speaks highly of him, you know, and she must have been very wounded with that book. I mean, I regret buying that book. I tell you, I couldn't get past the third chapter. I was so disgusted.
I had to read it for work. I wouldn't have read it otherwise. I
was sort of pulled. Yeah.
Tell me about tomorrow. I mean, and about Saturday, and about when you hope to take the picture that you've longed to take, which is of Charles as crowned king. When do you hope to do that?
Well, on Saturday, I'm in the forecourt of Buckingham Palace. If you remember when the Queen came out wearing her crown and the family, I want that picture. I want him wearing the crown, looking at the people. There should be 1 million people in the Mall there, all cheering him. It might be, don't matter if it's teeming with rain, they'll be there. And him looking on them people, the aircraft flying over, but that's secondary. He'll have lovely Camilla with him, and he'll have his son William and their family. But just to see him in that picture, and you know, I never thought I'd ever get to do this. I'm going to be doing it. I'm proud to be doing it, and in fact, I was with King and Queen at Parliament earlier this week, and the Queen said to me, where are you going to be? And I said, in the forecourt of the palace, when you come out wearing your crowns. So
do you remember the Queen's coronation?
I did, actually. I was 12. I lived in Stepney, and there was one lady in the street at a television, and I used to do her errands on a Saturday. So I said, Mrs. Ash, can I come and watch the coronation? She said, yes, you can. It was a little 9-inch black and white television, but I was sat by it all day. It was 3 hours then, the service, and I loved it. Yeah, it was absolutely wonderful. Then we had a street party as well, and I had a picture of that. my brother and sister there with me, and it was really nice. Yeah, I remember it, and I remember the atmosphere being electric, and it all happened overnight. It was nothing. And I've been in London today, and the crowds of
I
foreign
can't believe
tourists,
it. The
you cannot
weekend,
move.
they were massive, I know.
I mean, there's so much excitement about it. And Italians, French, I mean, school children, everything. I mean, it's going to be a terrific occasion. And, and I mean, I'm a huge fan of our king. I really like him. I like him not because he's the king, but because he's a decent, kind, humble man. And he spent his whole life doing good things, nothing for himself, but for others. And he's going to finally get this big ennobled, and he'll be looking down on the people with the crown on his head, and he's done it. And hopefully I can carry on a few more years. I mean, about a month ago, we were in Germany, and he made this amazing speech to the Parliament, and most of it was in German. And coming back on the plane, I said, how much did you have to practice hard for that? He said, I practiced harder for that than anything.
Did he?
He wanted to get it right, and they stood in 2 minutes and applauded him at the end. I thought that tells me an awful lot about a man who cares.
I am thrilled for you because the emotion shines through every word that you say. And actually, I've known you for a long time. You're a very tough gentleman. You're not somebody who normally shows that soft, mushy underside. But this is obviously an enormously important occasion for you. Arthur Edwards, thank you so much.